Hello friends, how are you these days? When we talk a lot about Madonna's Harley Quinn and popularize Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, let's look at the details and find out what the real story is. One of my favorite characters, Harley Quinn. I especially love the 2019 animated series. Let's start even then. There is a woman who became famous in the mid-90s and is very popular today. There is a woman who is much younger than the other characters. But it is not possible to call her a hero. But there are times when she is good and when she helps the heroes. Introducing Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's greatest talent is that she is a master gymnast, but she is also insane to a tragicomic level. When she combines the most absurd weapons, such as a giant mallet, with this ability, she turns into a much more aesthetic and strangely attractive criminal in comics. Even if they were verse, when people found it very joyful and attractive, they made it the main character, no matter how much we doubted his mental balance. Because of his high IQ, we can't doubt his hard work and planning. His body is immune to poisons thanks to a serum prepared by Poison Ivy, who has a close relationship. Although he has different costumes and makeup in many versions, his first choice was the classic red and black jumpsuit. But in fact, the costume he wore was also the name he chose. To be a part of the man she fell in love with. Her real name is Dr. Harleen Frances Quinzel. Harley Quinn's name comes from the French word harlequin, which is given to colorful buffoons, masked and colorful costumed female buffoons, and sometimes to materials that are tools of the devil. Harley had a troubled childhood where she did not receive love from her family. After a self-deceiving father, a lazy brother and an irresponsible mother, she became interested in psychology. A successful student with high grades at the university, Quinzel even won a scholarship to Gotham University thanks to her great interest in gymnastics, but while researching patients at Arkham Asylum. Dedicated to this job and worked at the hospital as a trainee over time, he focused on a single patient that attracted his attention and did not do his best to have a session with him. Of course, we can say that his curiosity about this person is the biggest mistake of his life because that person is the Joker, a real psychopath you all know. In his sessions with the Joker entered his mind, first gained his sympathy, then seduced him and made him fall madly in love with him. Harley's interest in Joker is in the definition of the girl who has a problem with her father, which is psychologically seen in women, and when she helps the Joker escape more than once. This time, she found herself in a cell, but disguised as Harley Quinn to be the assistant of Dr. Quinzel Joker, who was released in an earthquake in Gotham. Unlike other comic book characters, this woman of color first appeared in a cartoon in 1992 in the Batman cartoon series called Joker's Favor. Harley we met, she was a fun woman who was overly attached to the Joker, and this character was never broken. The graphic novel, Mad Love, published in 1994, became a sequel by preserving the drawings. And Harley's creators Paul Dini and Bruce Timm detailed the origin story of the character. Started to tell. They also won the Eisner and Harvey Award for the Best Single-Issue Comic of the Year. If a fourth was added to the 90s Batman movies, Harley Quinn would be at the center of the fourth movie. And it was planned to play Madonna, but this plan fell through with many characters in the TV series Birds of Prey. We've seen Harley too. But we don't need to remember that either. We love Harley we watched in Suicide Squad starring Margot Robbie. Thanks to this movie, this girl has already become a phenomenon. Her costume and makeup style also seem appropriate to create a much more organic story. And she carries us to her with a baseball bat. We will watch the performance of Joker 2 Madonna, let's see how it goes. Actually, this woman has so many stories and so many versions. I love all of them, but I think you will like a few of them. DC has published a series called Elseworlds and dealt with stories in different universes. And the first place they used Harley in different comics was in this series. Bruce Wayne in this universe is not rich and Gordon is a cop, the Joker was a woman named Bianca. A student named Haley Fitzpatrick had also been Harley once. Harley, who started her life all over again, first joined Secret Six and then became a warrior on Amazon. Again, in the Elseworld series, Harley became a folk singer with Ivy in the story Rockumentary and their producer was Lex Luthor. His previous singers were Batman and Superman. In the story Twisted, we saw the scariest Harley we've ever seen. At the end of it, another Batman killed her by sucking her blood. In the New 52 series, Harley is now a psychologist at her New York apartment. Harley is the only one who admits she's out of her mind, but she has something different to the other villains. Her problem is the man she loves. He's like this because he's following the Joker's steps. But that doesn't mean he didn't do any good. In fact, Batman himself believed in his wish to end his dark life and helped him. When she was roommates with Catwoman and Poison Ivy, the three women also started to fight crime. But at the end of all this, Harley couldn't stop misbehaving again. Let's say Suicide Squad was formed for impossible missions where the government sent formerly misfit soldiers and then supervillains. And when Harley Quinn was part of this team, the Joker's he had learned that his facial skin was peeling off. No matter what kind of life he leads, his love for the Joker will never leave him alone. Did you know that Harley Quinn and the Joker have a daughter? Yes, Lucy Quinn. Of course, the irresponsible father doesn't even know about it. Of course there are dramas in this crazy girl's life, and in this Suicide Squad, Harley, who faced death after being shot by Deadshot, whom she took for the Joker and whom she deeply admired, was fully committed to change. All the time she questioned herself is heartbreaking, actually. Because although he was obsessively in love with the Joker until now, we've seen him beaten and humiliated by the Joker and we're almost sure that the person the Joker tortured is Dr. Quinzel in the trailer of the movie. Mr. J, and Pudding. He calls Poison Ivy as Red, and Batman as Batsy towards the end of the 90s. Harley Quinn had her own cartoon series, and Gotham Girls aired for 3 seasons. The biggest change in costume is with a game that significantly increased the popularity of the character. In this game called Batman Arkham Asylum, the giant knocker he always used was replaced by a baseball bat. His hairstyle changed and he preferred a much more gothic and sexy clothing because he drew a more problematic and dark profile. The change and development of the animated series that came out in 2019 was very liked and loved. I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. It is one of my favorite series from the night, and the series does not recommend children to watch a special series for adults. It is about Harley leaving the Joker and making himself known and falling in love with Poison Ivy. We hope she finds the love she will be happy with and regains her sanity. For now, I'm only wondering Madonna's Harley Quinn. Let's see how it will be, but for me, the most Harley Quinn is Margot Robbie's. That's all from me for now. What do you think? Tell me in the comments who is your favorite Harley. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, to see another video.